I'll get my laptop and send me that link, and then I can download it.
Yeah, go ahead, Jeremy.
Okay, so let's take a look at a discussion. So we looked at a content module. Okay, so I have a discussion here. So this is how D2L's set up here. I've got the content items, and then I can move these guys around. You can see I can reorder them and all that sort of thing. It's very Moodle-like, I think. Moodle has the same sort of kind of little icons like this.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so I've got the discussion at the top of my list of content called Help Forum. And within this discussion, okay, so now you can see the list of discussions. And I thought I had a sort of a preface in this thing that tells them what to do. Okay, here, this is a better one. Let's work with the introduce yourself. So this is an introduce yourself forum, and it has this preface. So I want a forum that's a threaded messaging forum that has a preface, and I want to be able to go in there and see the messages threaded. Like, this is a forum called Introduce Yourself. It's in the forums area, and it's also on the top list of content. So content, where is it in the content list? It's actually there. It's under orientation. So there's an area of content called orientation, and within that a forum called Introduce Yourself. So that's what I would expect to see in Canvas. Do you have anything to add before we go take a look?
No, go ahead. This is another case where that module, that container came through here in the modules, but the link was not preserved to that discussion. However, I did check in the discussions area. We will be able to find that Introduce Yourself discussion topic. I think it's at the bottom.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. And it's got a preface. Great.
Yeah, and so clicking on that will actually take you into the forum. And there's no responses here. We didn't include any of the student data, so all is well.
Okay. So I need to, okay. All right, so there's a page layout. This is one page type. This is the page layout type in Canvas that closest approximates D2L, right? This content set.
Well, that may or may not be true. This is the modules view, and you can set the home page to be the modules view. You can set it to be a list of all the assignments. You can set it to be a fully customizable home page, or a combination of those things, or it could simply be the activity stream of all the events in the course. But yeah, it looks like you've just recreated the link to the discussion. And I'll just add that Bracken is sitting next to me with his computer looking at some of the things on the back end and has discovered that the migration tool did give us errors on linking to these specific items in the modules. So
okay,
that's something I did not see when I first did the migration.
Okay, we'll do one more and then maybe step back a little bit further.
That sounds great.
So, let's take a look at grades. So I have grade items. So across the top I've got mini project, which is worth 9 points, mini project 2, which is 10, mini project 3, which is 10, collection 20, presentation 20, seminar 1, 2, and 3, those are participation grades, 10, 10, 10, and then a final calculated grade. So this is, what is this, 3, 6, 9, 8? 2, 4, 6, 8. These are 8 grade items, and I think they total 100%. So I would expect to see in the gradebook item of Canvas 8 grade items with these names totaling 100%. So now I'm going to go to Canvas, click on grades, and grades I'm teaching.
And Jeremy, I'll just add that there's also a grades link on that course nav on the left that would have taken you directly into this course's grades. That happens to be the global grades list.
Okay, so you're saying I can go in directly this way?
Yeah, you can go directly that way.
Oh, so you have sort of an L, the classic L interface, whereas D2L does 2 horizontal bars. So you're actually, I think you got probably better practice there.
So that's a global nav at the top, and then the course-specific nav on the left.
That makes more sense, doesn't it? Okay, grades. And I go to grades. Okay, I got mini project out of 10, 20, 20, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. No, this is. Well, you got. They're not in the right order, but that's not a big deal. Okay, so
this is the new gradebook, so you can just drag and drop those to move them around.
Is that 8, Seminar 3 participation? What did I have there? Mini project 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So, and this is
Jeremy, let me talk about grades and assignments in Canvas a little bit, because there's a little bit of a paradigm shift. When we have what you would consider columns in a gradebook, those are actually based on an assignment. Whether or not that assignment accepts submissions doesn't really matter. So for most of these, I think are you accepting online submissions through the Dropbox?
No, these are actually forum-heavy assignments. So I'm asking them to post an assignment, post a forum post with their content, and then make 2 responses.
Okay. In Canvas, anything can be an assignment. A discussion can be an assignment. So you could actually have the discussion forums actually be an assignment correlating to a column in the gradebook. An assignment doesn't have to allow for a Dropbox submission, although it certainly can. So there's a lot of different ways that you can set up individual assignments. I think in this case, because the columns in D2L weren't specifically or explicitly tied to a discussion or a Dropbox activity, we just created these as no submission assignments. And those are reflected, of course, in the gradebook.
Got it. So if I were going to build, which of these assignments would be kind of closest to sort of the mindset of Canvas? So I've got here's a mini project 1, which is take a survey on technology acceptance. So we're looking at technology acceptance models, and I asked the students, go in there and post a message, and then go in there and post a response summary to everybody else's. So that's like a forum-focused assignment. But what about? Okay, so now I've got the forum-focused assignments. What do I do next?
So those kinds of assignments are. Let's take a look at discussions first and see if those already exist there.
Okay. So I'll go back out.
So if those were actual forums in your D2L course, they should appear as a discussion here. Let's see if we can find one.
Okay, Seminar 1 is sort of it's an overview. It's not a specific assignment. So I have assignment forums, yeah. So mini project 1, there you go. That mini project 1 should feed into the gradebook. So what's my next step?
One minute, Jeremy. I'm just navigating there on my end too.
Probably the next thing I would want to do would be to reorder the discussions in Canvas so that they were in the same order.
All right, Jeremy, if you'll toggle back to Canvas, there we go, and scroll down so we can see that mini project 1. You'll notice as you hover over each of these discussions, there's a little pencil icon on the right. So go ahead and click that pencil icon on the right. Okay, and then under More Options, then on the lower left of this area, you see More Options. There you go. Choose Use for Grading.
Sweet.
Yeah. So this discussion will actually be used for grading. Now, because of the way that we interpreted the information from D2L, D2L didn't have an explicit link, apparently, between this discussion as an assignment and the gradebook. You're going to end up with 2 columns, but we can remedy that as well. Bracken, do you have any ideas on whether or not it's possible to recognize the D2L grade columns as associated with these discussions? I'm just not familiar enough with the D2L paradigm to know whether or not the discussion itself is gradable, or if, Jeremy, you had to create a separate column for the discussion. Oh, you have to do it manually?
Yep.
And there's no tie-in.
Yeah. So if there's no tie-in between those coming in from D2L, there's going to be some cleanup work in terms of, to really optimize it for you in the future, you would want to make these discussions gradable like you just did. And then after you update this, we would go into the assignments and simply delete the empty assignments. You see the assignments there on the left?
Got it.
Okay. So yeah, it's going to be better in Canvas because those will be seamlessly integrated. But there will be a little cleanup work to kind of correct the disaggregation that D2L kind of does as standard.